Hi there, here is Christina from Changing Parenting, and I think that the vast majority of parenting courses out there and parenting coaching out there is not made for moms who just lose their shit. Because it's like, it's all very focused on the child and on what you have to do. Like, you have to do this and that in order for your child to blah blah blah. You have to do like, and one thing that I'm constantly saying is we didn't become superhumans we just because we became moms. And we are moms, but we are also people, we are also women, we are also, very often we feel like we lost our own identity in all this parenting life. Feels like we are completely different people, that we have different friends, different, our life changed completely. The stuff we used to do, the holidays we used to do, the people we used to meet, everything changed, and we feel so overwhelmed, and so much is demanded of us, and it's just expected. It's like society just expects that because we are moms, we are supposed to do all these things. Because you are a mom, you are just supposed to take care of your child. Because you're a mom, you're just supposed to. And when you complain about it, when you say this is hard for me, everyone is just like, all the other moms do it, but they don't. When you really look at it, we are all struggling because it's bloody hard. It's really hard. There's so much that is demanded of us as moms. When you compare between what is demanded of a mom today from what it was demanded of your own mom, such a big difference, right? I grew up in a time there were no seatbelts, right? Putting on a child seat alone is something that you need to have an engineering degree, plus all the child safety things in your house, and then children go to kindergarten, and then it's all those social stuff that, it's very hard for most moms to, not only have to socialize with people you don't really consider friends, but have to have all that, like, so the weather is nice, and then it's like a competition, almost like who made like the best cake. Like, what does it matter, but it's all this surreal. It's like suddenly you entered a whole new universe. And then you are, stuck with a child that is behaving, well, stuck is not the right word. You love that child. It's the person you love the most in the whole world. And it's also the most challenging person to you, because suddenly you have to deal with all this challenging behavior and no one taught you. And you get all these tips, all this parenting advice from family members, friends and family that just don't work for your child. It all just looks like everyone just, either kept giving advice from generation to generation, and you just feel so like, I definitely don't want to do this. Like, I remember when the first time that my son threw food on the floor, a family member told me, just slap on the wrist, they learn. And I was like, I don't want to hit my child. I knew deep down I didn't want to do that. And or like, for instance, all those things, like all that advice from, like, it worked with their child, because all children are different. So you will have a friend that might say, like, if you just do this, then they will behave. And you tried it and it doesn't work, and it feels like no one can understand. So it's always like, it's the blame on the mom, on the parents in general, especially on the mom. And then when you go and try and read a book, a parenting book, or go to a parenting course, it's all great ideas, but it just doesn't work with your child, because it's not focused on your unique child, because all children are different. So why would parenting fit everyone? It just doesn't make any sense, right? You need parenting strategies that are tailored to your child. There is no one size fits all when it comes to parenting. And then when you try and go to a parent coach, it's all very focused on the child's needs. Your child needs, you need to do this, if your child's behaving like this, it's because you are doing this wrong and you need to do this instead. Like, everything is on you. So who takes care of you when, you know what I mean? And I think that that's one thing that moms choose to work with me because of that. Because I Don't just take care of your child's needs, because there is, if you are going to implement parenting strategies that are going to work, they need to work not just for your child. So they need to address your child's needs, what's causing the behavior, not just the behavior itself, but actually what's causing the behavior, what need is behind, which skills does your child need to learn. And it also needs to deal with your needs, because it's like on an airplane. If you don't put your oxygen mask on, you will not be able to save your child. You will not be able to be the mom you want. You will not be able to be the wife you want. You will not be able to be the woman you want, the person you want to be, right? Because you are just so, your cup is always full, and at any moment you're snapping. So you need to take care of your own needs, and we focus on that. So all strategies need to be focused on what your child needs, what you need, and what your family needs. Right? It needs to fit your family life. That's another problem. All parenting advice, most parenting advice out there is based on, you do this. Okay, and sometimes it just doesn't fit your life. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense for your family life, right? You know, I remember seeing one Dr. Shefali. She's amazing. I love Dr. Shefali. She's a great parent coach. I absolutely adore her. And I think her advice very often is not realistic to most parents. I remember seeing one of her parent coaching sessions, and she was advising a mom, a highly pregnant mom, to, you know, because her daughter was having trouble and was having some behavioral problems. And she said, well, your daughter needs to feel connected to you. So you should sleep with your daughter, and you should sleep with your hand holding your daughter. And I was like, this is a highly pregnant woman. I remember when I was pregnant, I honestly didn't want anyone to touch me. I just wanted to lift my legs, and I was so tired, and I felt so bloated, and I felt so, you know, and go and sleep in your daughter's bedroom when you're highly pregnant probably is not a good solution for most moms. You know what I mean? It's like all solutions need to be focused on what your child needs, what you need, because, you know, you need, the most important thing in parenting is to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself if you want to be the mom you want to be. This is like non-negotiable. It's not a luxury. Self-care is so important. If you want me to help you with all this, check out changingparenting.com, and yeah, let me help you. A link is also in the bio.